I'm Jeff, this is World Guitars. I think you know that already.
I'm Paul, this is Jeff, World Guitars.
Exactly. I was just saying to Paul, we often get customers come in and say, oh, I've got really small fingers and I find it really hard. And the other one is, can you help me? I'm after a guitar. I want a Paul Reed Smith guitar. It's got a really big neck. And because I've got these really, really fat fingers, so it's got to be a really big neck. And I go, well, why has it got to be like a really big neck? I said, because my mate Paul Reed Smith, oh, he's a friend of yours, is he? Well, yeah, we go back a long way. I said, he's got like bananas on the end of his hands. See? So what's
They're not that big.
I didn't say you got horrible fingers. All I'm
saying,
saying,
they're not sausages, but they're not munchkin either.
Well, they're quite big, you know.
Good.
But it really doesn't matter the size of your hands. Look at Elton John. He can play an octave like this on a keyboard. He's got tiny hands. Anyhow, why are we here?
I don't know, but that was wild. Where'd you go? Why'd you go to Elton and play in octaves?
Because he's got little hands and he doesn't have a problem playing it.
I'm not sure he does.
He's got small hands, Paul. Anyhow,
Elton John's a brilliant English musician.
He's quite popular and famous.
Brilliant. They did a tour with him. You know what the staff said when he got done?
What?
After the tour, they heard one slightly out of tune note the entire tour. He sang in perfect tune the entire tour. We need more of that in our industry. This thing where they're tuning every syllable, you know, in the vocals, that's old school.
It doesn't need to be perfect, I agree.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's so good he can do it perfect.
He's astonishing.
Astonishing.
Yeah, he's a great guitarist. Keyboard player. Anyhow,
that was really good.
Well, it's
You're not known for your jokes. That was pretty good.
Oh, thanks, mate. Right, so being serious or semi-serious, because we don't want to be too serious. But 27 years ago, when I was 29, this guy came into my shop, Machine Head in Hertfordshire, and ever since then.
We've been friends.
We've been mates, and I love what he does. It's quite astonishing how a company as big as yours now can still keep the quality. I want to be serious for a second. The quality is completely ridiculous. I set guitars up to customer specification all day long. I have never, and I swear it's true, I've never had a high fret. I've never had a nut that's been cut wrong with any PRS guitar, and that's just crazy. You know, it's not like they make 750 guitars a year like Tom Anderson, for example. They make a lot of guitars, Paul's company, and the quality is just ridiculous. And I hate to say it, but I think they're even better now than they were. We
started something 4 years ago you don't know about.
Okay.
Every Friday morning at 8:30, all the managers get together and we take boxes out of shipping, stuff that would go to you and anybody else. And we take them out and we grade them on everything as if we were the customer.
Okay.
So when your customer gets a guitar from you, we have done the same thing. And so we do 6 guitars every single Friday morning. And we believe that those 6 are indicative, not of just what we've made during that period, but you know, if we're having a problem, it will show up, right? And we have all these quality control people anyway, and this is on top of that. In the beginning, they were difficult meetings. Now they're joyful because we know exactly what's going on. This quality thing you're talking about, it's not an accident. It's because we spent a lot of time wanting that guitar, not just to be gig ready, but we want it to be recording studio ready when you get it. Because, you know, in 1958, I was in diapers. I don't have that history. And so without it, you've got to do better in a way. So what you're talking about is something we really focus on, and it's sweet that you've never had a high fret and never had a
true.
nut.
And the other thing is, it's what I find frustrating at times is that someone will say, "Oh, PRS guitars are expensive." Now,
that's actually not true in comparison to what's going on now.
How can it? It's a crazy thing to say. I would say 15 years ago. Time flies. It's at least 15 years ago. I was selling a lot of non-10 top custom 22s and custom 24s. Well, forget the £5. They were £2,400 15 years ago. You can now buy Paul's latest custom 24, 30th anniversary, which is a frighteningly good guitar, and it's £2,800. So it's £400 more than it was 15 years ago.
That's less than the growth of the dollar.
Exactly.
Or the pound.
So look, forget prices.
That's good.
You know, they are special, and yay, they're the best, man. So, as I said, we go back many years, and Paul came into my shop. He calls it a store, but it's a shop because we're in England. And
you're going to pick on my Americanisms of English language?
Well, you don't talk proper, mate. Basically, no, seriously.
I don't say I don't say pasta. You guys have some interesting.
Well, you say pastor. A pastor's a bloody vicar, isn't it?
We're gonna eat pasta.
Anyway, whatever.
Now that you ruined the word, I can't even say it right. We're gonna have pasta tonight.
Pasta. Okay, we're gonna see the pastor tonight. Get married. So in 19.
Gavin gave me that. You should hear him say it. It's unbelievable.
Is it?
Yeah.
Pasta.
Look, you know something?
Yeah, but Gavin's posh. You know.
I'm from the south. I'm from the south of America.
Yeah.
And you can tell when people are from the Mason-Dixon line south because we say y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all, which means you all.
I know
that.
Yeah, I know that. I used to listen to Earth, Wind and Fire, and they said y'all all the time.
No, that was a difference. That was different.
They still said y'all.
No, it's y'all.
Anyhow, shut the hell up for a second. So, in 1988,
I love coming here. I can't understand a word you're saying.
I'll speak the Queen's English.
All
Okay.
right, good.
In 1988, Paul came into the shop. It was really, really cool. Machine Head in Hertfordshire. Nice sunny day, I seem to remember. And I had one particular guy that played guitar for me. He sold guitars for me. No, he wasn't a salesman. He was my guitar demonstrator.
Right.
He was a hippie guy called Mark Wright. And he was an incredible country picker. And I remember Paul just being blown away. You probably don't remember that. Anyhow, our relationship has continued, and it really is special. And it's a long way we go back, and I'm very proud of it. I don't think there's many people, not that I'm anything, but I don't think there's many people that go back as far as I do when it comes to PRS guitar sales.
Do you still have the original body that we
100%, which is really strange. It just happens to be there.
Is this it's faded?
It's faded, yes. So shall I hold it for you, sir? Yeah, so this body here...
I can't speak and I can't hold.
Well, you can, but I don't want you to damage your guitar. So
I can make another one.
Look, I tell you what, I'll hold your guitar, you hold my body. All right?
No, I'll hold this body.
Okay. Then.
If I hold your body, that's over here. That's a very un-English thing to do.
I did say on purpose, actually.
You guys for a while. So what happened was he had Machine Head Music, and he wanted guitars in purple, right?
This was 19. So the people out there.
I'm sorry, there was this band called Deep Purple,
and this was in 1992. Okay.
So we stained you a sample guitar, and you said that's the color I want. And how many did we make you?
It was our 10th anniversary, so you made 10 guitars to celebrate 10 years.
Oh, so to Jeff, this is the start of our limited edition Deep Purple instrument, 0 of 10. Oh, this is 0 of 10. Very fancy.
Yep.
That's great.
So,
is this one of them, or is this a new one?
Let me help you, sir. So this one, take this one first. This was, if you like, this was one of the 10 guitars, which I obviously held back for myself. So the deep purple finish, I don't know what the camera's showing you guys, but the deep purple finish is certainly faded.
It's faded, yeah.
But what I loved about Paul's guitars, and always have, is that sometimes you'll buy a new guitar and it will feel really new. That doesn't mean doesn't feel good, but it'll feel really new. When you pick up one of Paul's guitars, it somehow feels like it's been played in for years.
Well, that's the idea, right?
Okay, and this is a killer guitar. I'd never sell it. It hangs on the ceiling actually, with another guitar that you'll see in a minute.
So let me talk about it. If the edge of the fretboard is sharp, or the edges of the frets are sharp, it's not going to feel old, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the frets have scratches in them in this direction, when you go, it goes, you know.
Yeah.
So one of the last things we do is take 1,000 grit sandpaper and go sideways right before we string it up. So when you do that, it just is smooth as silk.
Doesn't that feel lovely, that old guitar? Because it is old now, 92, 3, 4, 5, it's 23 years ago, of course.
Yeah, sounds good too. We were shipping 9s on these. We're shipping 10s now.
Yeah.
I had a guy, a very famous guitar player we lost recently, named Bugs Henderson. and I had broken the string and I needed a string, and I'm screaming at the band's playing really loud. I said, I need a 9. He goes, 9s? He says, I floss with 9s. In other words,
there's always 9s.
Yeah, but those days are gone.
They seem. No, I agree. They seem to be gone.
So look, now I'll be serious for a second.
Okay.
This is a shop full of experts. The definition of an expert is somebody in a very complicated area that solves complicated problems over and over and over again. That is the definition of an expert. Your store is full of experts. You've got an extraordinary expertise yourself, and people can trust that what you tell them on the phone is true. And if somehow it doesn't work out, you'll be on the phone fixing it the next millisecond, which doesn't happen 100%. Very often. Well, there you go. That is the prototype of the Prs guitar. You're holding it. And it should feel like an old T-shirt, something real comfortable.
Check it out, guys.
So the color we never made, I call it rusted brass.
Okay.
It's kind of a greenish yellow.
Rusty arse, did you say?
No, I said rusted brass. You misinterpret things just for sexual innuendo and pleasure.
Do I? I didn't know that.
You said rusty.
I thought you said rusty arse.
I didn't say rusty. I said rusted brass.
Again, because
but
you don't
that was
speak
my
properly.
bad non-Queen's English, right?
Exactly. Oh dear.
And the definition of Queen's English is every syllable spoken correctly. Is that the definition?
Whatever I say, you're not going to agree with.
But I'll agree with everything you say. Say anything, I'll agree. Watch.
Well, I think the Queen's English is the correct English.
I agree.
Do you? Well, that's good, isn't it? So we were talking about guitars, wasn't we?
We were.
So this is the prototype.
This is the prototype.
And the finish is...
Oh, this was made by the private stock department, so it's got nitro on it.
Yeah, sorry, the colour again. The colour you called
Rusted brass.
Rusted brass. It's a very cool colour.
Actually, we don't even
I love the
we've
fact
only
it's the
made one.
prototype. There's no serial number anywhere, and the finish is it does feel like an old guitar, but it goes back to what we were saying earlier. So that's the 1992 10th anniversary guitar.
I'm being very nice.
Eh?
I'm being very nice. I love giving you a hard time. What do they call it in this country? Winding you up? I love winding you up.
I know, but I thought maybe as we're shooting a video, which hopefully a few people are going to watch, for once we'd be a little bit more
I see it as
professional, maybe?
Not entertaining.
Well, I agree with you. I'd like to use some seriously bad language now. I'm obviously conducting this do here. So in 1992,
this is your shop.
In
You're in charge.
1992, Paul made 10 of these.
That's right.
Killer guitars, you can see, Stocktail Custom 22 Dragon pickups. That doesn't belong there.
No, that's my
belongs
guitar.
there.
In my hands, that's right.
And then 10 years later, you see there's a lot of years, guys, a lot of years. 10 years later, we did another Deep Purple. This one hasn't faded. There's a reason for that. I won't go into it. 10 years later, so in 2002, yes, Paul made me 20 guitars to celebrate 20 years of Machine Head. So again, Deep Purple finish, but of course, because the years had moved on, we then came to the Dragon 2 pickups, which is what's installed here with Paul's cool covers, his nickel covers.
So why don't we do 30? Why don't we do 30?
We missed it, mate, because 30 for me would have been 2 years ago, and also...
So then we'll do 32.
Yeah, it's not 32. Many guitars, is it? This is 32. Let's do 32.
Yeah, but we can 32. Put the 5815 pickups on it, the new pickups.
We could. You try and sell me some bloody guitars.
No, I don't care whether you buy. You've got plenty of guitars in here. Look at, they're all over the place. I don't need to sell you any more guitars.
A really nice sort of...
Look,
and that's why he's here.
You sold 3 guitars today.
Who told you that?
You did.
Oh, yeah. So there we go. There's the 20th anniversary number 1 of 20, and I'm never selling that either. So I'll put that back. Excuse my bottom. And didn't it take a long time to rehearse this chat we're having?
No, it didn't.
We spent hours rehearsing, didn't we?
No, we didn't spend any time rehearsing, but it doesn't really matter. We're old mates, as you call it. We actually have a word in America. We call them friends. We have to change it.
Okay. Friends is good.
You know what the problem is?
What?
You guys started this English thing. We're just imitating it. That's true.
It's 100% true.
That's 100% true. I understand.
I know. That's why you get
the Mickey taken
out of you. It does.
It works for us. Look, all due respect, this is World Guitars. What's the town we're in?
Stonehouse. And that's not because it's full of stoneheads, but it's Stonehouse. It's in the Cotswolds. It's
Even
not.
I understood that.
It's not. Yeah, it's good. That I'm going to grab. I'm just going to grab a 30th anniversary because these are seriously amazing. Shall we go wild?
Let's go wild.
That's what I want to do, Paul. One of your original finishes was Scarlet Red.
Scarlet Red, yeah.
And
so let me tell you the story.
chose this one yesterday. Isn't it gorgeous?
The original guitars were yellow, vintage yellow.
I love that
and there was a leather shop downstairs, and I bought red leather dye and blue leather dye, and that's where the blue and the red came from.
Okay.
A guy sends us a balloon, a purple balloon. He says, blow it up to 8 inches in diameter, hold up to the light, and I wanted that color. That was the first purple one we did. We had a guitar that had green stain in it, and we needed to use the wood, so that's where the emerald green came from. We had a wood that had some gray stain in it, and that's where the gray black originally came from. And we had some wood that had some brown stain in it, and that's where tortoiseshell came from. And all these stains, a lot of them came from a need to use the wood and not throw it away. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. We don't like wastage. But anyhow, so root.
We don't like wastage.
We don't like
Is that a word you just?
Well, you don't want to throw your wood away, do you? Whatever next. So anyhow, Scarlet Red. I just wanted you guys to see that because it's one of the original finishes, and I just think it's so.
It's beautiful.
So beautiful.
The problem with red is it doesn't show the curl as well as something like this.
Yeah, of course I agree, but it's still cool.
Okay,
so that's.
So grab a Pulse guitar so you can show the. So this was the prototype of what? You've got a blue one here. Do you have a blue? Do you have another?
I've got a killer blue one.
All right, so here we go.
This one's actually got a tremolo system.
Oh,
so
looky
we
there.
never forget. You need a choice.
So this is the prototype of this.
It is, and
boy, that quill top's ridiculous.
That's quite crazy, isn't it? Look at this guitar.
So these are what we call brushstroke birds. They're supposed to look like birds from a distance, right? Like Klingon writing, kind of. Are you
Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah. We did have that on UK TV.
Did really?
Quite popular.
The BBC actually thought that was okay.
They did, yeah. It was Monday nights at 8 o'clock, if I remember.
Very cool. Jeff, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you do for PRS.
It's outrageous, actually.
Call me anytime, I'll help. If any of your customers need help, you can reach me. I'm on the grid. I carry my phone with me all the time. My emails are here. Cool. If you need help, I'll call.
Guys, it's been a real pleasure, a serious pleasure. And, I said this on a video a while back. One of my heroes, Paul Reed Smith. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.